Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about how I discovered BDSM. Dun, dun, dun. I wanted to talk about this because someone asked me about my opinion on dating and hookup culture, and it started me thinking about my approach to dating throughout my life. And I think I couldn't ignore how I discovered BDSM in that journey, which might seem very unrelated right now, but when I tell the story, perhaps it will be clearer, this connection. Anyway, so how did I discover BDSM? Well, first of all, I discovered sex. I had a boyfriend and I discovered conventional sex at the age of 16, 17, and I was absolutely blown away by how much pleasure I felt. I could not believe it. It almost felt as though through penetration I was kind of making an internal connection. It was just there was a button being pressed that I never knew existed. It was like discovering the secret garden, quite literally. And so I think before you actually have sex, there's a lot of fear about the vagina and if it's going to hurt. It's quite mysterious. You don't know how big it is inside or if it can take a penis. So I think there's a lot of fear about it. I actually made another video about vaginas, expressing all of these things a few months ago. But anyway, that's a bit of a sidetrack. So I found this whole penetration thing very, very, very incredibly pleasurable. And so sexuality was all very new to me at the age of 16, 17. And also getting male attention was very new to me. I was never a popular girl at school. I was never considered to be attractive. I was probably considered to be unattractive, actually. I was kind of, people made fun of me because of my skin, because of my being so white. And yeah, just in general, I got bullied because of my appearance, which was quite hard. But the worst thing was that it really killed my self-esteem. So I had absolutely no self-esteem when I was a young teenager. I just thought I was really unattractive and I was never going to find a boyfriend or love or anything like that, because I just didn't think I was attractive, or I wasn't considered to be attractive enough. And then I got to the age of 16 and then I blossomed, and then something really changed because I started to attract a lot of male attention, and it was kind of weird. It was very, very flattering for the ego, but you're just thinking, hang on a minute, just a couple of years ago I was the kind of bullied acne schoolgirl, whatever, and I was kind of told I was ugly by lots of people, and I was thinking, oh my god, this is very weird. So to go from that and having this massive shift in how other people perceive you and treat you just based on how attractive you are was very crazy for me. But it was flattering, some part of it, but also I thought it was very superficial because I was the same person inside, and I thought that beauty was something that wasn't going to last very long. I thought that beauty would be over by the age of 23. I thought it would be a very short-lived moment when you can get lots of male attention and blah blah blah. So I was never interested in just kind of seducing using my physique, using my ass and my cleavage or anything like that, or my legs. I just I really wanted to transcend the physical and be valued for who I was inside, not what I looked like, because I saw that how I changed my appearance and people just changed their attitudes towards me. And I just thought it was very superficial. So I really wanted to seduce with something that wasn't my body or wasn't my physique, basically. So and also I just thought that, you know, that 23 was old back then. I thought that, you know, I'd seen girls who'd peaked at university, peaked at 19, 20. They go on their year abroad and came back as frumps. I'd seen that happen many times. So I thought it's kind of dangerous to rely on your physique for seduction or anything in life, because it's not something that is going to last. Well, nothing is going to last really, but it's not really who you are. So I wanted to use but also some of the guys who thought I was attractive at university also said that I was really weird. And I thought, that's the best part of me. What are you talking about? And also I remember I had a boyfriend, the second boyfriend, not the one who taught me BDSM, but anyway, he said to me one time, you know, why do you start acting so weird with your friends and blah blah blah, can't you be normal? And I did try to be normal around him, I guess, but that's just not who I was. And I've always felt like a bit of a weirdo throughout my life. And but now as you get older, obviously you think that you want to kind of stand out more than fit in, so being a weirdo is actually a very good thing. But anyway, back to BDSM. So I was in this space of wanting to transcend the physical, and BDSM seemed like a perfect thing to me. It wasn't something that I actively sought out, it kind of came into my life. And it all came about because my first boyfriend, well, we started having sex, but neither of us had a place to have sex because we both lived with our parents. So sometimes we would have very clandestine sex in hotels, but we didn't have money very often to actually pay for them. Or if his parents were out, or if my parents were out, we would try and do it quickly. But I mean, the stress of even thinking about getting caught at that age, oh my God, it's just, you just don't want to think about it. So what happened was that many times that when we were meeting, we weren't really allowed to be intimate, but I was just dying to be with him anyway. And then one day, I can't really remember how it happened, but we started to have a conversation. This conversation was a role play. And it's really funny because his parents were very close by, you know, and we were just kind of whispering this role play in his kitchen, or we weren't even touching, it was just verbal. And I can't remember exactly what the scenario was in the first one, but we did many different verbal role plays when we were meeting at college, because we were doing sixth form college at the time, or in public, in pubs, or at his place or my place. So we're having these really intense conversations, and in these conversations I was becoming someone else because it was a role play. And what I found was that just from the conversation I was getting incredibly turned on without any physical contact. So I started to kind of stimulate the more intellectual part of my mind. So when we did have sex, you can imagine it was just absolutely explosive. We didn't even need any foreplay or anything like that. It was just a conversation. I felt like my neurons were kind of became erogenous or something like that. And I really do believe that the brain is the biggest erogenous zone that we have. It's just it was absolutely mind-blowing. Then as time went on, and then we I think we broke up, and then we got back together a couple of years later, and I had my place, he had his place. Then we could suddenly live out all of these BDSM fantasies, but actually with physical contact. But we still had the role plays, and that was just a real key part of the foreplay and seduction for me, were these conversations. And I found it incredibly erotic. 'Cause for me, BDSM was never about the aesthetics I do like, but it was never about being in dark places and tying someone up and using whips or anything like that. I'm not really into the physical aspect of it, the pain, etc. I do like a bit of spanking though, but the pain aspect, I think, is just, there's nothing intellectual about it at all. It's just physically dominating someone doesn't say anything intelligent, in my opinion. But using your brain, or using some kind of creativity, I just find that it was absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, so I couldn't understand how some people were just starting to have sex, vanilla sex, and then just doing the same thing all over and over again. And for me, when I started having sex, I wanted to try lots and lots of different things. I was very curious. I did try lots of different things, even though I might not have continued with them, but I definitely experimented with different things within BDSM, but it was never, I never really was into the bondage or the pain or the whips or anything like that. It was all about the becoming someone else. I found that incredibly liberating, because I was coming from a place where I had been a virgin when I met my first boyfriend, so I didn't really know what I was doing, and I know that he'd had previous experience. I did feel very self-conscious about that, the fact that he'd had more experience than me and he'd been with other people, so I didn't really feel very at ease, let's say, going on top or being dominant in the situation. However, when I became someone else, then everything changed. I felt that by becoming someone else within a role play, I was revealing my true desires. It was amazing, 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 amazing. So that for me triggered this whole kind of obsession with fetishism and BDSM for several years in my life. But with this particular person I was with at first, then the relationship got toxic in other ways, and so ever since I broke up with him, I found that I wasn't really able to have a BDSM connection with all of the partners that I've been with. It was a special type of attraction that I've only felt with, I don't know, several people in my life, not with every relationship. But I've kind of lost the desire now to be for femdom, for female domination or anything like that. Another thing is that when I was discovering all of this, my first boyfriend gave me the book Venus in Furs to read, and I read it and I was like, oh my god, I want to be her. So I think that's part of my Venusian obsession, is because I read Venus in Furs at a very formative age, and that's who I wanted to become, and I kind of did, and yeah, it was absolutely amazing. But ever since I've become more spiritual, etc., I just can't be bothered with BDSM and that kind of hang on, yeah, I just feel I don't feel that urge to kind of be dominant in the situation anymore. I'm way more zen, and I'm very still interested in transcending the physical, but now I'm going beyond the brain. I'm going more into the soul, the spirit, and even the heart sometimes. So for me, it's about I don't know. It's I'm trying to kind of create a divine connection with someone, and that's and what's very similar about, let's say, sacred sexuality and BDSM is that the partners you are with they are more difficult to replace than when you're in a purely physical space, and it's just about tits, ass, and penetration. So I think you can just get very bored with that very quickly if that's all you're into, and it's very easily replaced. Whereas when you have a connection with someone that goes beyond the physical, whether it be fetish, BDSM, or even tantric or whatever, like something like that, then I think the connection you have is way deeper, and that's the type of connection that I definitely crave and I enjoy the most. Yeah, so that's how I discovered BDSM. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything you'd like to share, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions for new videos or questions that you would like me to answer in a video, then please don't hesitate to contact me at venusohara.org or add me on Instagram at venusohara. Thanks for watching.